Hello and welcome to Quinto. I'm Robert Barrientos, your host. Joining me on today's program, we have an entertainment segment provided by the Brooks Junior High School students, and we have Sabor Criollo back with us with a music segment. But joining us in this portion of Quinto Sol are representatives of Our Lady of Guadalupe Church in Newton, Kansas, and they're going to talk about their upcoming softball tournament, which will be at the Our Lady of Guadalupe field, July 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And joining me is the tournament director, Tony Sandante, and also Albert Martinez, president of the Holy Name Society of Our Lady of Guadalupe. Thank you, too, for coming on the program. We got it out, didn't we, this time? First of all, the tournament's going to be 3rd, 4th, and 5th, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Right, Robert.
And what's the exact location? Because I give Our Lady of Guadalupe field because a lot of people in the state recognize that, but there's an actual name to that field, isn't there?
Well,
it's actually Guadalupe Field. It's named, for the church, and the location is directly behind the church, and church is located on South Ash, on 3rd and South Ash.
Mm-hmm. How many years now?
Well, this is the 33rd year, Roberto, and it's, of course, been going along for a long time, since 1946, but we got 2 years, I think, where we weren't able to have a tournament because I think we had a flood one year, and I can't recall exactly the occasion for the other time.
They used to play that at the field by the park, athletic field.
Park. That's right.
Because we've had some of the old timers on the program.
Right.
I remember last year's program where they were on to talk about the history of the tournament. We have an old picture that's very interesting. It has some of the earliest baseball teams that played at the tournament. Now, who is this, Albert?
Well, this is probably the team that kind of got the tradition of ball playing in the Mexican-American community started. This is they were called the Huatemos, and that I believe this photograph was taken in 1932. And I'd like to say that this picture is made available compliments of Mr. Juan Arellano, who is pictured in that photograph. You mentioned the athletic park, and most of their games, in fact, I believe all the home games were played in athletic park at the time. And that building behind the players you see there is what they call the ranchito, I believe, and that's where many of our earlier parents had lived, in a kind of confined area there in Newton at that one time.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell you their names if you want me to.
Go ahead, just write down the names.
In the front row we have Dave Ceballos and Epifano Arellano, and then Frank Lujano with the catcher's mitt, and then there's Ramiro Carrion, who was the catcher for the team. Raymond Pedrosa was a pitcher on the right. In the back row we have Jose Cuellar at the left side, and then there you see Juan Arellano, and Ramon, they call him Chief Hernandez. The manager with the vest on is Jose Avila, they call him El Matachin, and Raimundo Hasso and Martin Sauceda. And I believe the bat boy there in front is, his name is, I believe it's Angel Avila. And not pictured in the photograph, Roberto, is Cleophas Davila, Jose Davila, and Manuel Perez.
And most of them are still living and participated in the softball team. This was a hardball team,
This was a baseball team,
This
right.
was a hardball team. And the pictures that we're going to look at next are of the last year's tournament, wasn't it?
Right. This is 1980.
Well, you see here, this is the champions, the Omaha Mestizos, and I'd like to mention that this is last year was the first year in a 32-year history that a team from Omaha has won the tournament. And they had a very, very impressive team. They were undefeated and didn't have to play the championship game because the second place finishers, the Oklahoma City team, had won 5 in a row, and it was a very, very intensely hot weekend, and they were just completely exhausted and they couldn't go on, so consequently they couldn't play the Omaha Mestizos, but they were a very, very powerful team.
Mm-hmm.
And this here is the second place Oklahoma City team, and the manager was Bob Prido, and they won 5 straight games in the consolation bracket after they lost their first game to the host team, Newton Holy Name. It was a very, very good game, and they came back to the consolation finals, and like I say, they won 5 straight games, and after that 5th game they just couldn't go on anymore. In fact, to get into the finals they had to beat the Wichita Padres, who took 3rd place, and they went about 9 innings, and it was a very, very exciting, intense
Yeah,
game.
last year it was about 100 degrees, wasn't
No,
it?
it was tremendous. Yeah, the
Yeah,
heat.
the heat. I hope it doesn't get that bad this
Yeah,
year.
so did
doesn't
we.
it?
Yeah.
This here is the Wichita Brothers, who placed third in the tournament last year, and they're managed by Rick Gonzalez, who's a player coach, and Ralph Cabrera. He's in the center there, in the bottom row. Was one of the All-Star team selections. They had a very good close game, like I say, against Oklahoma City, and it went 9 innings, and they lost just by 1 point. Very exciting game.
How many of the Shoulders is in here, isn't it?
Yeah,
To the right.
Al Aramburu there.
Yeah, Al's been playing ball now. How many
Yeah,
years?
for
God.
some
Well, before some of us, I think.
I think so.
Yeah, I could remember him playing
25
when I
years,
was
probably.
when I was like 9, 10 years old.
Right.
It's a good 15 years that he's been playing. He's still pitching too, isn't he?
I believe he
Still
is, and
pitching.
I'm sure we'll see him back again this year.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
This is the 4th place team, the Kansas City Aztecas, and they were managed by Norbert Garcia, and Tony Rodriguez, who was a left fielder on this team, was one of the All-Star team selections. They had a very fine team also.
Now there's another Kansas City team that usually shows up with the brothers.
Yes, that's the Kansas City Amigos,
Mhm.
and they will be back this
Now
year.
who are the father
The
coaches? of the team?
Hernandez family
Mhm.
is basically what it's built around, and Paul Hernandez and his brothers Eddie and they're a fine team, a very fine team, and
Mhm.
they'll be back this year for sure.
Okay. Now who's this?
This is Richard Lika. He was a pitcher for the Oklahoma City team, and he pitched all 5 games, and it was really quite a sight and an unbelievable thing to watch him pitch the final game that he was able to pitch, and still see him throwing just as hard as he had started the first game.
You know, a lot of people aren't. Now since the
Slow pitch.
slow pitch
Yeah.
is coming
Right.
involved, a lot of people don't recognize the talents that the hard, fast, soft pitch
requires.
requires, because it is tremendous amount of
It is.
energy and strength to go
Yes.
underarm for
Mhm.
say like something like this for 5 games.
Right, and he was selected the most valuable player of the tournament. This is the All-Star team selection. There, with the exception of the Kansas City Azteca player who was not available for the photograph, but we have, I believe I got these names right for Omaha. We have Joe Armerta from Omaha, and Richard Lika there, the pitcher for Oklahoma City, and then Chris Ayala, who was selected the most valuable pitcher for the tournament, and Joe Alba, Junior Alba from Omaha, and Mark Martinez. On the bottom row from the left, we have Dave Patland from Omaha, and that's Ralph Cabrera from the Wichita Padres. And then we have Larry Brisby of Omaha and Junior Lopez, who was from Oklahoma City, and this is the 2nd time he's been selected to the All-Star team. He was selected in 1978.
Mm-hmm. We do have some.
Okay, I brought this picture here, Roberto, because I wanted you to see Brenda Cervantes there in the center holding the bat. This is the very first time in the history of the tournament that we've had a woman player.
How did that go?
Well,
Who did she play for?
that's the Newton Fiesta team.
Uh-huh.
And of course we had a fiesta last year in Newton, and Robert Hassel was the manager player for the team and kind of organized the team. And Brenda, of course, has been associated with softball and Newton girls teams for a long time, and so she is talented enough and is a capable player, and she was able to play on the team, play in a tournament.
No remarks?
No, we
No,
had
not
no.
really.
Do you plan to have another one this year?
Well,
Some of the-
sure, well, they're invited, they're welcome, and the girls kind of maybe shy away maybe, but now the girls have really gotten into
Yeah, well, she
softball
competed
sports,
very,
and
very well in the
yeah,
tournament.
she's a good athlete.
This is Joe Solis, and our tournament director on the right is Gilbert Solis, and of course they're brothers. And Joe lives in Omaha, Nebraska now, and he came down with the team and represented the team in receiving the first place trophy that you see there.
That's a beautiful trophy.
Yeah, they were really nice.
Going back to the woman who was playing on it, what was the
Brenda.
reaction of the other teams?
Nothing really. They were probably surprised at first, but they welcomed her. I mean, and like Brenda is really an exceptional athlete. She really is, and she fit right in, and good ball player. And they, questions were asked, but really nothing.
I think
had
we
no
had
restraining.
no major.
no major remarks, but we had some minor, fears that, hey, when you're going to start having women playing, you're going to run into problems. But I don't think so. I don't think you're going to find, at least in our community, too many players like Brenda. She's just an exception.
Now this year, when does it all start?
Starts Friday night. It'll be July the 3rd. We plan to have a nice opening ceremony, and we're planning right now a old timers game again. We had one a couple years ago, and it worked out pretty nice. Get a lot of the old men out, and they really have a good time. Their families and friends get to come out
Now,
and really watch them.
This is June 21st. Is it too late for some old timers who've played in the past to call in after this one?
We'd like them to call us if they'd like to participate. Get a hold of Albert or myself, or maybe they have a son or a grandson playing now that they could contact. And we want to find as many that are still around and like to play. Come out and play a few innings, and get as many in as we can.
And that's going on Friday night.
That'll be Friday. That will probably start off our tournament maybe 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. Our starting time. We're not ready yet, but we'll have 2 games Friday, and then we start Saturday at 8 in the morning and go all day Saturday, and then again Sunday starting at 9 o'clock.
Now, is there going to be a fiesta like last year's?
You mean in Newton? Generally, I don't think so, Roberto. I think that involves such a lot of work and a lot of organization that it seems as if we can manage to pull them off like every 2 years, and so we're kind of looking towards 1982, unless somebody gets really enthusiastic and wants to work hard. They can do it.
How about the teams that are coming?
We plan a 16-team format this year, and we've had really good turnouts in the past. Kansas City, Omaha, 2 teams this year. I've been notified from Oklahoma City, a real fine team down there, Casa Dulce. Colorado has participated here in the last couple of years. Colorado Springs and Sterling, Colorado. Colorado Springs said they were coming. I haven't heard from Sterling yet, but I also got word from Chicago, Illinois.
They're bringing a team from Chicago?
They're talking about it, and they'd like to come down if they can get things worked out. And we met them up in a tournament in Kansas City last year.
Now, who are you playing for this year?
Well, I've played for Newton Holy Name for a number of years. I'm more or less coaching them this year now. So. Just been with the team for so long, you're kind of hard to just step out right away.
Now, how many teams is Wichita going to have? Because Wichita usually brings at least 2 teams. Are they going to have 2 teams?
Yeah, Wichita, we're counting on at least 2 teams right now. They have some fine ball players here, and I know right now there are 2 teams: the Wichita Jokers and the Wichita Aztecas. Counting on both of them. And
how about Hutchinson?
Hutchinson has a nice team, the Hutchinson Lobos, and they'll be back, I'm sure.
And
Emporia, Newton, Salina.
Oh,
the Bonilla family.
Bonillas are coming in.
Yeah,
now, they've been there for a long time. They should, some of them, and knowing one's a compadre of mine, and they're probably going to tell me, what do you mean we're always there? Now, really, they're the ones that, at least part of the family, should be on the old timers too.
But they're still pretty active. They're a nice bunch of fellas. And Chanute has a nice team. They usually come down.
Who's your? I know it may be prejudicial, but who's your favorite? Who do you think? Looking at the
well, it's going to be a wide open race again this year. Last year, Omaha really surprised a lot of teams. Surprised a lot of people, and we all knew that Oklahoma City would be strong, and they were. And of course, Wichita, they always play good in Newton because, of course, being in Newton, they got their fans follow them, and Newton is always in there somewhere. The last few years, I think they've haven't done near as well as they've wanted, but they've always fielded a strong team. So I think you're looking at a 4-man race, right? 14 race right now.
What other activities will there be? There'll be comida, right?
That's right, and that's one of the traditional parts of the tournament, and we can't give enough credit and enough recognition to the Ladies Alder Society of our parish, Roberto, that prepares and sells the food. And this year they'll be selling food beginning Saturday around 10 o'clock in the morning, I think, till usually about 4 or 5 in the evening, and then Sunday they'll sell menudo starting around 8 o'clock in the morning after the dance, which will be Saturday evening. And we'd like to, anyone wanting any information about the food, they can contact Josie Jen, who's the president of the Honor Society, and they can give them any information that they'd like. But like I say, they're a very, very important part of the tournament, and we just can't give them enough recognition.
Now the dance, where's the dance going to be at?
The dance will be held at St. Mary's Hall in Newton this year. Now this will be the first time in about 12 years that we've had a dance in Newton, and there's been a lot of people who have asked and suggested, why don't we have a dance in Newton this year, because they really feel like the economy and everything, it might be a good idea. But we do have a dance at St. Mary's Hall, and we're featuring a band from Lubbock, Texas, Mi Tequila Band, and the chairperson for the dance is Mr. Antonio Victorio, and anyone wanting to make reservations or contact him for any information at the dance can call him at 283-1981.
Okay, and I'd like to remind all the people that if you want to participate in the Old Timers game, to give Tony a call. And what's your phone number, Tony?
In Newton, they can reach me at 283-5235.
Okay, I'd like to thank you very much both for coming on,
Robert,
and you'll be able to hear that group that's going to be there for the tournament dance, and we'll be right back with Sabor Criollo after this brief message.
Mamá, yo quiero saber de dónde son los cantantes, que los encuentro galantes y los quiero conocer, con sus trovas fascinantes que me las quiero aprender. ¿De dónde serán?
Ay, mamá.
¿Serán de La Habana? ¿Serán de Santiago? Tierra soberana. Son de la loma y cantan en llano. Ya verá, mamá, ellos son de la loma. Mamá, ellos cantan en llano. Mamá, ellos son de la loma y mamá, ellos cantan en llano. ¿De dónde serán?
Ay, mamá.
¿Serán de La Habana? ¿Serán de Santiago? Tierra soberana. Son de la loma y cantan en llano. Ya verá, mamá, ellos son de la loma. Mamá, ellos cantan en llano. Mamá, ellos son de la loma. Mamá, ellos cantan en llano. dame tu perdón. Sí, tú sabes que te quiero con todo el corazón, con todo el corazón. Tú eres mi esperanza, de mi única ilusión, de mi única ilusión. Ven, dame la dicha que se alcanza con un poco de amor, que es todo lo que ansía, todo lo que ansía mi pobre corazón. Jamás habrá quien separe amor de tu amor el mío, porque si adorarte ansío, es que el amor mío pide tu perdón. Sí, tú sabes que te quiero con todo el corazón, con todo el corazón. Tú eres mi esperanza, de mi única ilusión, de mi única ilusión. Ven, dame la dicha que se alcanza con un poco de amor, que es todo lo que ansía, todo lo que ansía mi pobre corazón, mi pobre corazón, mi pobre corazón.
Hola, yo soy Graciela Barrera del programa bilingüe en las escuelas públicas y esta es mi amiga Connie Bohannon Roberts, profesora en la escuela secundaria Brooks. Esta semana nos hemos reunido para traerles un programa muy especial.
Gracias, Graciela. Graciela has been working with our students at Brooks, sharing with us her Spanish heritage, and we in turn have tried to create some special things to reflect what we have learned. The people that you will see in this piece are from Brooks Junior High School GTC Creative Incentive Program, and they are Sharon Udit, Patrick Johnson, Deminda De Silva. We also have a very special guest artist, Robert Simon, who is a teacher at Truesdale Junior High School.
Esta es una narración escrita por la hermana Corita y lo presentará el artista Robert Simon, invitado especial y profesor de la escuela secundaria Truesdale. Esta presentación estará dedicada a Roberto Barrientos, mesonero de Quinto Sol. Le enviamos un feliz viaje y mucho éxito en El Paso, Texas, donde él ha aceptado una posición como director de la estación de radio KTEP.
You must believe what you feel and know you're right, because the time may come when you'll say it's yours. Believe that you can go home. Believe you can float on air. Then click your heels 3 times. If you believe, then you'll be there. Believe in yourself right from the start. Believe in the magic that's inside your heart.
Wouldn't it be nice if we could all believe in ourselves? To know who we really are.
But sometimes we need encouragement from others.
That's what's needed, don't you see? That nothing else matters more than to reassure one another.
To answer each other.
Perhaps only you can listen to me and not laugh.
Everyone has inside himself, what shall I call it?
A piece of good news.
Yes. And the good news is that everyone is a very great, very important character.
Yes, that's what we need to tell them up there.
Every man must be persuaded, even if he's in rags, that he's immensely, immensely important.
Everyone must respect him and make him respect himself, too.
Yes, they should listen to him attentively. But don't stand on top of him.
And don't stand in his light, but look at him with deference.
Give him great, great hopes. He needs them, especially if he's young. Spoil him. Yes, make him grow proud.
No volverás del fondo de las rocas. No volverás del tiempo subterráneo.
Believe all these things, not because I told you to, but believe in yourself. If you believe in yourself, if you believe in yourself, maybe you can believe in me too.
I hope you enjoyed the program today, and I'd like to thank every person who's ever been involved with Quinto Sol, because this is the last program for Quinto Sol. There'll be a new public affairs program format that will start in September. So I'd like to thank all the people, the viewers, and the guests that have been here over the past 7 years, and I'd like to thank all the different directors that we've had for the program and the floor crew, and just I hope you well, and I will be in KTEP FM in El Paso, Texas. So if you're ever around El Paso, just look us up in the phone book, KTEP. We'll see you. It's been nice. Bye-bye.